The Biden-Harris transition team is pushing forward as they prepare to assume the White House come January. The controlling the coronavirus pandemic seems to be the administration's top priority at the moment. Debra Alfarone is following the very latest from Washington. So, Debra, this plan comes as, the COVID-19 continues to surge across the country, but we're getting a better look at how President-elect Biden plans to tackle it.
Absolutely, Anne-Marie. And also, there's hospitals that are running out of beds. This is a big deal right now. So he's ramping up, and he's set up his COVID task force with scientists and doctors. And he's also asking every American to wear a mask to potentially save tens of thousands of lives.
President-elect Joe Biden urged Americans to come together to fight the coronavirus.
We could save tens of thousands of lives if everyone would just wear a mask for the next few months. Not Democrat or Republican lives, American lives.
Some health experts estimate 100,000 people could die by the time Mr. Biden takes office.
Maybe it saves the lives of one of your children's teachers. Maybe it saves your life.
Around the country, the number of cases and hospitalizations are hitting new highs.
These rates of growth are truly chilling.
It is no longer a drift. Our cases are surging up.
Dr. Ashish Jha says even with promising news on the vaccine front, that doesn't mean the pandemic is over.
The vaccine won't be available to the American people, to a majority of the American people, until late into the spring.
Here in Washington, President Trump is refusing to concede and is instead continuing to fight the election results with unfounded claims of voter fraud.
This election is not over. Far from it.
Attorney General William Barr is urging federal prosecutors to pursue substantial allegations of voter fraud, even though there's been no evidence of it. In Georgia, election officials pushed back against Republican allegations they haven't been transparent.
And what I don't like is people out there trying to undermine this system.
Judges in Michigan, Georgia, and Nevada have already rejected lawsuits backed by the campaign, saying they presented no serious evidence.
So, Debra, it's one thing if most Republicans don't acknowledge that Joe Biden has won the election. It's another thing when the General Services Administration is also refusing to acknowledge that. This is the arm of the government that's supposed to help with the transition team. And now we're hearing that the Biden team's actually considering legal action.
Yeah, this is unprecedented, Anne-Marie. This has not happened before. And so if the GSA doesn't actually sign off formally to recognize this transition, we're talking about millions of dollars, we're talking about office space, and also the ability to talk to federal agencies. Specifically, think about the coronavirus vaccine and the very complex rollout by the Pentagon. Well, that's going to affect Joe Biden's ability to talk to the Pentagon and kind of get on board with this. So this has a lot of ramifications.
Yeah, definitely. And, we don't know what's to come in terms of will more people be fired? Will more changes occur? And the president-elect needs to know what's happening. So in the meantime, we're expecting to hear from him about his health care plan. It's coming at a really crucial time because the Supreme Court is going to be taking a look at Obamacare. We're going to talk about that later. But what can you tell us about his plan?
Well, today we're going to hear from President-elect Biden this afternoon. And as you know, like you said, right now there is a challenge to the Affordable Care Act at the Supreme Court. So what Biden wants to do is actually double down on the ACA. And so just a little bit about that. He really wants to work with Congress as well to create a Medicare-like public insurance plan. And that would be something that anyone can buy into, a public option. But he really wants to double down on the ACA. And this is, again, coming at such a critical time with everything going on with the Supreme Court, but also we're in a health crisis. We have a pandemic going on right now. People can't get into hospitals, and we're looking at a vaccine, so it couldn't be more crucial. And we'll be hearing exactly what he wants to do a little bit later today.
All right, Debra Alfarone, great talking to you. Thank you, Debra.
Thank you.